Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Long time no Oh wait, I did post recently and I must say I cannot thank you all enough for the positive feedback I received. It was incredible, honestly, and amazing motivation to film another video. I'm sure you guys have seen some headline about our loneliness epidemic, as though it's a collective feeling we're all experiencing, which I feel has some truth to it, especially post-COVID, and for me, especially post-higher education. I am once again noticing a bunch of barriers to try to combat this feeling that I hadn't quite noticed before. So of course I did some research and I wanted to look at the bigger picture surrounding loneliness and this so-called epidemic. In a world that's become increasingly connected by screens and devices, it's ironic how many of us are feeling more disconnected from one another than we ever have before. Let's talk about it. The problem: loneliness and social isolation is on the rise in the US. I found this article from the Harvard Gazette, which is most definitely a factual article since the website ends in .edu, which, as I learned in 3rd grade, means it is for education purposes. And it talks about your physical health and mental health and how loneliness significantly affects those two things. The article is an interview about Tyler Vanderweel, who is a professor of epidemiology at Harvard, who says, "When you become very lonely, you actually tend to withdraw further from community. Loneliness can make it seem like relationships are threatening or dangerous, or that you're going to feel even more lonely among people because you're not going to find the connection that you want." He takes it a step further and asks, do we value relationships and community here in the United States? So I think to myself, well, of course, we have plenty of community online. Same with relationships. There is a safety net of social media, but clearly this isn't the case, nor the solution. I know we have heard it over and over again, but social media is, once again, the villain of this story. I will not deny the value that social media provides, allowing us to connect with people all over the world to discuss every topic and interest, but it often makes it quite easy to isolate and opt out of interactions IRL. We can even look at technology as a whole and how it's commodified time. You know, you can order your groceries to your front door, go through the self-checkout line at Target, and schedule a telehealth appointment. While all these things make our lives more convenient, they also take away our built-in interactions with the people around us, our community. But back to social media. There are millions of online communities where you can explore every hyperfixation, every fan fiction, and every niche aesthetic. The issue with these niche online communities is that they are formed through our individual interests, which projects us on a path of increased individualization without any pushback. Think about the algorithm of social media. These apps are programmed to follow your interests to a T. All of your data and information is collected and spit back out so that your timeline perfectly reflects all of your previous inputs, hence the For You page. I like one of these videos and now 80% of my For You page is Mulch Gang.
Mulch is great for snacking.
Not really complaining there. So now you're scrolling on TikTok and all of a sudden you're red-pilled Ben Shapiro, We Go Gym, Andrew Tate, Sigma male. Or maybe you've become Lana Del Rey coded, coquette, girly, girl interrupted, Amy Dunn aesthetic. We've all been there. I'm joking, no, we have not. I hope you find some help. So you join these communities and you're surrounded by all of these like-minded people, and your commonalities end up being where your value lies, which just encourages you to try to just find those commonalities and distance yourself, more importantly, from people with differing opinions, thoughts, feelings. And I mean, it makes sense. Why would I join a Madden football gaming channel on Reddit when I don't own an Xbox or a PlayStation and I've never played a sports game in my life? Who's gonna tell me about the Madden and FIFA lore and why there are so many different versions of these games? We want to be around people like us. If I see someone with cat tattoos and a septum piercing, I'm gonna feel 100% more comfortable being next to them than I would this guy. And I'm not saying this guy isn't cool. I would totally be his friend. I'm just saying through my personal lived experiences, one option will feel safer to me than the other. But I think individualism has gone too far, especially in the United States. And I wonder, what is promoting such a thing? Oh my God, it's capitalism. Capitalism is thriving off your individuality complex. I'm different, I'm unique, I'm quirky and cool. I can make it and do so alone. And if I work hard enough, it encourages you that you have exactly what you need to succeed. You know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It also plays into democracy and the ideas of choice and freedom, which we can get into that in a different video. But it's the, I can do what I want. I'm an independent woman and I don't need a man. Let's define individualism as a philosophy. Merriam-Webster defines it as a doctrine that the interests of the individual are or ought to be ethically paramount. But this random Quora site says individuals are the loci of value and rights rather than some group or collective. I think both of these give us some insight to the general concept. But let's think. The American dream isn't community success, it's individual success. People look at Jeff Bezos or Tim Cook and think, wow, like look at them, like look at, he like started in the garage and look, it was like this little thing and he's the American dream and look at it. Be for real. Realizing that capitalism has crafted your individuality complex and then deconstructing this allows you to start identifying with the 99%, which we are. Side note, I think this is why people can sometimes identify with groups that are actually harmful to them because they think it doesn't apply to them, like they're different, so it's not whatever. For example, LGBT for Trump. I also wanted to talk about the bit of, oh, I'm surrounded by NPCs, or like anything along those lines. The joke also so perfectly aligns with the values of white supremacy, but it's also super dehumanizing for the people around you. I'm the only one. Main character vibes, I'm the main character for real, and we wonder why we feel so isolated. To call yourself a main character implies that there are side characters and extras. Let's dig into this. Do you really feel the people closest to you or those who you interact with semi-regularly, the barista at the cafe, the guy you walk past on your way to class, are they extras? Nameless, without a backstory, without thoughts and feelings and emotions? Are we really that shallow? A recent study does show that everyone in your life is 100% a person. Right, they have thoughts, feelings, and lives of their own. So it seems like we have quite the problem on our hands. The cool thing is we also have the autonomy to make change. How awesome is that? So let's talk about some solutions. Start off, can we work on being curious instead of judgmental? Maybe ask questions before we make assumptions. And talk to strangers. Compliment that girl you walked past with a cute outfit. She's not gonna bite. My dad and I go on 5-mile walks in the morning, like really early in the morning. And when I see people walk past us, like 6-year-old white guy, don't know his name, but you know, he walks past us every morning. I don't think to myself, oh wow, like that's kind of weird that this guy's all by himself doing this thing, blah, 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 whatever. I think, no, this guy's out here walking 7 a.m. Let me hit him with the good morning, you know? Oh, that sounded so Minnesotan right there. Also, small talk. Talk with the cashier. Ask them questions sincerely. How is your day? And pay attention and listen and respond, you know? Also, just interact with those people that you see semi-regularly, right? The guy that sits behind you in class. Hey, what do you think about this professor? That person that lifts weights next to you every day at the gym, you guys go at the same time? Be like, hey man, great job getting that weight up. High five. What are you afraid of, you know? Like I kind of talked about in my last video, we are all craving this human interaction, so don't be afraid to reach out. I'm sure it will be a positive experience, and if anything, you'll feel like good about yourself. If I compliment that girl and she smiles back at me, I'm like, yeah. You know, like, do you want to have that feeling? Then the last thing would be really be self-aware of what communities you are currently in or identify with, right? Like, what circles do you find yourself in? Do they challenge your beliefs or do they encourage them? Are you surrounded by cheerleaders all the time that say, yes, 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 you're perfect, get a queen? And also think, do your online communities actually help you outside of them? Like in real life? Do they help you get through the day with motivation, self-care, your homework? Or are they just a reflection of your interests? But most importantly, try to find common ground with the people around you. We really are all part of that 99%. We all experience change, struggle, joy. We have that in common. We are all human. Okay, let's get to a conclusion. In a country that is so divided and socially isolated, we will not find community until we begin to focus on our commonalities rather than our differences. Also, the internet is not a perfect supplement for community. Let's remember this. And the people around you are, in fact, people. I know, it's crazy. Oh my God. I really encourage you guys to start the small talk. Maybe this means walking without headphones in so you actually are open to that opportunity to talk with other people around you. And comment your small talk interactions below. I want to read about how you guys interpret this video and how it works out for you. Just remember that you got this and we are all in this together. Nobody's after you. No, you're not in your villain arc. We're in our peace of mind, I have no enemies arc, okay? But seriously, thank you so much for watching this video. This time I do in fact have a link in the description to a Google form if you want to participate in a completely anonymous survey. I want to use this data for future videos so that I can bring to you guys your data and use it to reflect, right? It's going to be real, authentic, and it's going to be up-to-date information. I truly hope you took something away from this video, and as always, please comment any questions, comments, concerns, curse words below. I always enjoy reading them. Until next time, bye!